Miss Julie is here now. It is now 6:30, Thursday, August 23rd. Our regular meeting, the North Whidbey Pool Park and Recreation District, is called to order by the chair. Commissioners present are Commissioner Donna Sue Hawley, Commissioner Pat Hardin, and the chair, Sean Merrill.
So we have quorum.
We do have a quorum. Board issues. Commissioner Hall?
I have nothing, thank you very much.
Commissioner Hardin? No board issues. Agenda changes.
I don't have any.
No agenda changes. Public comment.
Let's see what you got.
No public comment tonight. Moving on to approval of minutes. We have no minutes to approve. However, tonight, Commissioner Donna Sue Hawley is taking minutes, the meeting minutes for tonight's meeting. All right.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes,
I saw in the notes that the bank needs the written minutes for. Do you know which meeting that was at? Per chance.
I do not. So right now, Matt's already on as a signer, so it's not a big deal. But when you hire an interim director, they will need the meeting minutes naming that person.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's anywhere in meeting minutes, but if we have minutes that formally remove Steve as a signer, we would need to take that to get his name off the minutes.
Oh, I don't know that we ever officially did that.
I don't believe we did.
I don't believe we did.
Okay, so can we go back and can I add on the agenda to
New business?
it would be unfinished or new business?
It would be new.
Okay, new business, add, deleting.
Remove former director
Yeah.
as signature. All right.
Okay, that was my question.
All right. No further questions on the meeting minutes. We'll move to voucher review. I'd like to make a motion.
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion that we I can't remember the words now. Approve district vouchers 8,004 through 8,008 in the amounts of $642.80 and the payroll transfer from the M&O account to the payroll account of $1,339.67.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion.
Why is this so, we just didn't get the other bills?
So it looks like this because this is the month where we had all of the computer issues and we weren't able to process the bills the way that we normally do. There were a couple of smaller bills that were paid out of the petty cash that's being reimbursed, so that shows a little differently than I normally would. But that's why there's only 1 week of vouchers, and that's also why the payroll amount is so small. Because we were unable to process payroll for 1 whole pay period, we had to do it late. Because of
Meaning August bills will be huge.
They will be somewhat increased, yes. The payroll, especially for the beginning of the month, because it's a full month of pay.
Okay. I also wanted to ask on the P&L for January to July, it shows we budgeted $1,900 for payroll processing. So on page 3, but we've already spent $2,500. Did we just not know how much payroll costs us? I thought we knew that.
So if I recall correctly, the issue with that was that Steve had miscalculated the way that they charge us. He had forgotten that it was a flat rate and not just a percentage of payroll. And so when that was discovered, the decision was made to purchase the updated version of QuickBooks that allows us to process our own payroll. So now it's much more cost effective, but we're still seeing that difference in there because of that.
Okay. Okay. And then professional services, other, $608. Who is that? Who was that? I couldn't remember.
I would have to go pull up the detail. Would you like me to do that?
Just write down the question and get to it. I couldn't remember who was the other that we're not, because everybody else we talked about, so it's kind of like, I couldn't remember who that was.
Yeah, I'll look it up and I can let you know.
And I was looking at the utilities, and it's like, we're at where we budgeted for utilities. And I know we didn't know when we made this budget, and it's like, I just wanted to sound a warning now. It's like, oh my God.
So right now in our closed status, the utilities have pretty much leveled off. The gas bills come in under $15 each per month, and PSC has been running, this last one we just got, I think it was 300 and something. So they have stabilized at those lower rates right now.
Yeah. But we need to know how much more are we going to need for these utilities so that we know what do we have to cut somewhere else. Because,
Especially as we go into the cooler months.
yes. That's because we've spent what we said we were going to spend here, and we're not making the money that we thought we were going to make. There's all those things, and it's like I'm kind of more concerned that we're going to run out of money sooner rather than later. So if we can, especially since we've stabilized on the utilities a little, we could probably maybe figure out or make a better guess than what we did back at last November on how much it's going to cost as a closed pool if we stay closed. But that's my concern. That was all that I had.
Thank you. Commissioner Harder?
I don't have any questions of it, please.
I have no further questions. No further questions. All in favor of approving district vouchers 804 through 808 for $642.80 and the payroll transfers from M&O to payroll account of $1,339.67. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Who seconded that? Sorry, I can't remember.
Ms.
Oh, that would have
Wood?
been you.
Yes.
She would have to.
Julie, do you have the signature sheet for that? Okay.
I did not print it.
Could you?
I have one printed.
Do you have one printed?
Yeah, I forgot to
Thank
print
you.
the extra, I'm sorry.
I usually print them, and it got in so late, I didn't print.
Okay, let's just start now. There will be no Clover Valley Committee report this evening as Shane is not here. However, I will ask a question since we're talking about Clover Valley. Have we gotten the check from the county?
I need to look and make sure that Joanne got that invoice sent out before she left.
Okay.
Because I'm not seeing it show up anywhere on our P&L.
Okay.
Usually it would reflect once the invoice. I was just noticing that on Monday.
Okay.
So I do need to look into that.
So you're going to check and can you let us know by early next week, please? And then do you know who that was coming through down at the county?
I believe Steve Marks is who Steve had been working with on that.
Steve Marks.
I believe so. Don't quote me on it, but I believe that's it.
Okay. Thank you. All right, levy committee report by Commissioner Harden.
Yes, we are working hard to see if we can, to pass the levy, to make sure that it passes. And we were at Pig Fest. We passed out these little flyers. That very simple, but just, and we talked to many people at the Pig Fest. You kind of had to go out and address them. But I think that with the exception of very few people, we got generally positive results. And people were I mean, there's always the astonishing few that don't know we have a pool, but most all of the people were very positive and said, you know, they're all in favor of it. But so that was a good thing. And then we will be having our first kind of general public interested people on Monday, the 27th of August at the library, 6:30. And we will be getting that information out to the people. We collected several names at the Pig Fest. We have a backlog of names that, you know, for instance, names of people that we had on our list last year when we were trying to get the levy passed, and people that have shown interest. So Monday, at the 27th at 6:30 in the library, if you're interested, please be there. And then our big kickoff party and is going to be Tuesday, the 4th, September 4th, day after Labor Day, at Flyers, and we will be giving away extravagant hot dogs, and you know, just we're trying to keep this budget really low, and you know, having our packets ready for people who agree to be, I forget the exact thing that we're calling them, but they're going to be in charge of
Proselytizers?
Yes. Well, yes, to use the big word.
So our campaign help is going to be there on the 4th, and we can hand out packets and so on?
Yes.
Excellent. So levy material?
So people can go out, and each one of these people that takes a packet will be responsible to get a certain number of people to sign on their list that they will vote yes. And they'll be given a bracelet, which I forgot to wear my handy dandy bracelet.
I know, mine's on my
We'll
phone.
have shirts available. Because we figure everybody has a different audience. And so if we can get enough different people, we will cover more people than what we need to get this levy passed.
Okay, I got it for you. I will pass this on to you. I got a wonderful email from Carrie Montfort. She is in charge of the South Whidbey Parks and Recreation District. And she sent us an invitation to come down to the Children's Day Festival and have a booth down there on September 23rd. It is a Saturday. I know you already have something on the calendar that day, Jamboree by the Sea. But I'm willing to go to one or the other on that day. I'll pass the email on to you and Commissioner Shingleton. Please let me know. Her comment to me was that they do get quite a few folks from Oak Harbor down at that festival, at their Children's Day.
Okay.
So, I didn't even have to ask. She was all over, this is why I want you to come down. So, and she agrees that, the pool's important for across the island. So if we get that voice out there,
And what day is that?
under pressure. That is the 22nd of September.
Oh, the 22nd.
Yes, ma'am. So, and then, are we going to have a booth anywhere at the Oak Harbor Music Festival? Or are we
At the music festival, they don't. They
It's
have
They don't
political.
allow. They
It's
don't allow
political and
political.
so-
That's correct. I'm sorry, I forgot.
What they have done, or what we have been told, is that if we want to work in the beer
The
garden.
beer garden. We can wear our T-shirts in the beer garden while we work the beer garden.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's open for whoever wants to do that.
Okay.
And I plan to be there. I plan to be at the music festival with my t-shirt on.
Excellent. Thank you. Any further questions or comments for the levy committee? Excellent. Moving on. District property, no update from that.
No action item review?
I did skip over that. Thank you very much. Action item review.
I don't know that we had any action items.
Hold on.
But
Yes, we did. I was making notes at home. So, one of the questions, and it was an action item, we talked about the pump at the last couple meetings. Matt is not here tonight. If you could please send an email to Matt and find out how soon we're going to need that pump in, if we put the pump in, how long it will take, and is that something that the assistants from the Oak Harbor High School Maintenance Department can help us with?
Okay.
Thank you. Other action items. $509 funds from the county. I think we already talked about that. I have no further action items, Commissioner Harder.
No.
yeah, I can't
No.
remember.
Okay. Unfinished business. District property. There's no update from that from Commissioner Shingleton. I know we have reached out to various, at least I want to say 6 for the perk, and we've heard back from nada.
Really?
So yes, which is not good. Nobody's gotten back to us. I don't know if they're busy or what, but we've heard back from none from the list that we had from the realtor. We're going to keep trying. Hopefully we get something soon. A callback, a return, or something. She may have heard back, but last time we talked, she had not.
Yeah, and I talked to her on Tuesday morning, and I think I would have come up if she had heard anything, but okay.
All right, so other than that, no new, unfortunately, movement on the district property. Director vacancy. We received quite a few emails. I passed on the one that so far that had some interest. There are others that I will send forward this week. I'll be honest, the Facebook resume thing was a new thing for me. There's not much information on there. So most of the interest we got from Facebook was rather sparse. We got one nice letter of interest, and so I'll put all these together and put them in a folder this week for us to look at. I shared the one that I found the most interesting out of all of them. Actually was the most well put together out of all of them. And that's here for us now for you to take home and review. I would say that I know there is a process for hiring a director under normal times, but this is a temporary director. It's not a full-time position, and as such, we are not going to follow the normal process. What I would like to do, and this is open to suggestion, is put together a committee to come up with some questions and have those out by the end of this week so that we can have some interviews. I'd like at least 2 members to be on that committee. Commissioner Shingleton has vociferously agreed in an email to me that she is very interested in putting together the questions. Would anybody else like to volunteer? And the reason I'm asking for other volunteers than taking it myself is because I leave for a trip on Saturday morning and I'm gone for a week.
And I'm leaving Monday night, and I'll be gone for a week.
So I can do it by email with Commissioner Shingleton if you're already busy, because I know you're doing the levy thing. So why don't I do that? That's okay with you?
Yes.
And the answer to your question is, I think this is a fabulous way to handle it. Thank you,
You're welcome.
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, and I think that if I have a suggestion for a question, I'll send it.
And that was exactly what I was going to say. If
Yes.
you two have suggestions for questions, and I will send an email to Commissioner Hoffmeyer so he too can also forward any suggestions. Send them to myself or Commissioner Shingleton, and we will put together a list of questions, and I will propose a date via email to everybody through admin. That way we don't violate the Open Public Meetings Act. So I'll send her a date for a interview date for all of us.
I think when you are setting up a date for something, you can do the reply all. If you're not making a decision, it's like we bend over like too far backwards.
I'll send an email just about the date for everybody
Yes.
and propose the date for an interview, and of course that will have to be a special meeting.
Okay. When do you want the suggested questions by?
No later than next Tuesday or Wednesday, please.
Okay.
All right.
I can send an email like tomorrow to all the commissioners telling them about the questions.
That would be perfect. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
that I can do for you.
Thank you. Any further questions about the director vacancy? Nope. All right, moving on. Employee handbook?
We need to push that another month. What I want to do is pull it up on the computer, make the changes I want to make to it within the, so that everyone can see what changes I actually made. And then we could go over it a chunk at a time.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But I have to come in and use the computer to
Okay.
do it. And I'm hoping I can do it in September.
Okay.
I think once I get my mom moved,
Yep.
I'll have a lot more time. But I can't promise anything right now. But
So we'll table that until
Table.
September.
yes, thank you.
All right. Reopening budget, no new news. We're still waiting on donations to be secured. I know we've heard from the Rotary. Yes, ma'am.
I talked to MWR, but it's like they can't make donations.
That's
But
correct.
what they can do is, and we talked about it a little bit already, is that they can pay more for some of the other people,
Right.
which will encourage them to come. But they can't promise us anything. They can't promise butts through the door one little bit. So that's not something we can count on, other than they have that block of money to spend that they're willing to spend for
Right.
people in the pool.
And just out of curiosity, I know you two are going to go. I'm going to talk to the city either tomorrow or immediately upon my return. Any idea when you two are going to the community folks that the Tatankas?
No, it's Wendy and I think Wendy and Pat.
Weren't you going to talk to the Elks?
Oh yeah.
They.
They meet tonight,
Okay.
and so no, I'm not going to talk to them tonight. But they also meet, I think, the second Tuesday.
Okay.
So that was my plan, was to go.
Okay, second Tuesday.
And I was supposed to do the Lions, which
Okay.
I'm not Lion. Well, no, I haven't.
Har.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you haven't talked to the Lions yet. All right. So no further on the reopening budget. All right, levy committee reports, I put that in there twice. I'm not quite sure why. That was a mistake by me. Bios for websites. Juliet asked us, and one of the things that people will ask about is bios for the website of the commissioners.
They ask for who the commissioners are and what's the background of the commissioners. And I've noticed on a lot of other facility websites where they will have a little commissioner section. Some of them have a photo of each commissioner, some of them don't, but it'll be usually the person's name, what position they hold, something about their professional background, why they wanted to be on the board, what their connection to their community is. I think it might be in our situation, especially where we're trying to rebuild, a good way to show the community who you are. Let them know what your involvement is, why you're here, and give you a chance to, on the website, express your commitment to the community and the district.
How much would that cost?
Your time to write something for me to post
Okay.
on the website.
So you'd be able to do it, we'd be able to do this internally through you,
Yes.
with no additional cost to the IT folks or anything
No.
else? Those are,
No.
you know, unfortunately where we're
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, if you wanted photos, send a photo, if, you know. I think just a list of names and something about you is a good starting point.
And could we maybe have a group photo?
That might be a way to go.
I mean,
You know, previously on our website, we had pictures of different staff members, like the lifeguards all together, the swim instructors all together. And for staff, it's we're reopening. I think that's really good because it helps the community know who they're dealing with when they come in the door, especially for little kids. If you can show them, hey, this is going to be your swim instructor. And it gives them that point of reference and that familiarity when they enter the facility.
Okay.
A little different for you guys because you're not here day to day, but still.
Food for thought, comments?
so you're thinking like a paragraph about,
I'm thinking like 2 to 3 sentences.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
a paragraph's a lot.
Yes.
well,
Technically 3 sentences.
People want to read, you know,
Exactly.
no, I'm,
a
when I
text.
said
and
a paragraph, I mean, short.
I think it could be as simple as your name, maybe some little sentence about who you are professionally or something to that nature. And, you know, I want to serve on the board. I chose to serve on the board because. Short, sweet, simple.
Tell you what, I will, I think it's a good idea. I will put in the email about whatever the other thing was, the questions about the director, an assignment to also come up with short, pithy, name, professional background, why on the board, and make that due 2 weeks from now.
Sounds good.
That works.
Thank you.
And to send it to
Yes, please.
Miss Mullane. So 2 weeks from now is the 6th of September. Well, even it out, let's say 7th September, which is Friday.
That works.
And then all the people that you don't get them from on Friday morning, send a note, and then I'll do it over the weekend. Does that work for everybody?
Works for me.
Okay.
All right, the next is pay for admin personnel. We want to review the pay and duties for admin personnel. Julie, you do have the option of having us do this in executive session since there are guests tonight. Would you like to do that, or would you like to do that in an open?
I think this is fine.
Okay. So, a couple months ago, we noticed that pay was changed. Matt, and after you and I talked, you said that Matt had readjusted your pay after Julie, after Joanne left, pardon me. And that caused a little bit of concern from board members, some questions. It was in, I had asked you to put in the staff reports. It was in there the month I was gone. It wasn't addressed. And so we'd like to talk about that tonight. So you started, and one of the questions we had was, your prior rate was 14, and Joanne was making
15.
And so Matt adjusted because you're doing parts of both jobs, your pay to.
Okay, so I'm doing the parts that remain of my traditional
Right.
position. I'm doing all of Joanne's position, and I'm doing quite a few of the director responsibilities in the absence of a director currently. So he made that all together, and he put it at 2150 is what it's at.
At $21.50.
I remember him talking about it, but it was not, he didn't have the authority to increase anybody's pay, quite frankly. And so I thought nothing was said further. I admit, I thought it was just, no, that's, and to be honest, it's like, although you're doing different work and you're doing a lot of different things, I still don't, it's like, I'm sorry, we are going down the tubes monetarily. We can't afford to spend more on personnel. And not $21.50 an hour, that is outrageous, I think. And it's just, he didn't have the authority to do it. We can't do it in our current financial status. Because your original job, you're not doing as much of that as you were. And you're not doing as much of what Joanne's duties were. You're doing very well for the fact that you're having to do so many different things. But it's like, and a lot of things are getting dropped through the cracks as well. So you're doing well, but it's like, I don't see you at $21.50. And mainly is, we can't afford it. It's not whether you deserve it or not, but it's like, we can't afford it. That's what I think.
Well, I would first like to thank you for the fact that you have been here, and I see you as having done your absolute best to hold things together, and I very much appreciate it. Although I do think that increases in salary should be, and here I don't know what the legal grounds are. I'm kind of a newbie on that. But I think that, other than just cost of living increases, I think that large increases in salary should be brought before the commissioners. And I do think that at this time it is really hard to justify the amount, not because you're not worth it, just because we don't have any money to take it out of.
So I'm going to look at it top down, and you and I discussed this today. First off, I asked you to put together, and I know you're still working on this.
No, I did.
Oh, you already got it put it together? Awesome, thank you so much.
You got it.
Oh, and I have it right here. This is a list, thank you very much. Pass these around. These are a list of the duties and what she's actually doing right now. I asked her, hey, you know what? We've talked, and I've come in and we've talked every time when I've looked at payroll, and she always talks about what she's doing. And she's got a log that she keeps from week to week almost. It's like a weekly activity report of what she does each week and where she spends her time. And so I asked her, hey, that's great. We don't see that. So we don't see the end result of that. Can you please, for our visibility, put that together in kind of a bullet format for us and give it to us so that we've got some kind of idea. And of course, what I should have started with is we're in uncharted territories. Usually the only employee that the board has is the director. And absentia of the director, you both fall under the board. So it's kind of an uncharted territory thing. So in our discussion, I asked Julie if she would put together a list of what she's been doing, what she does on a day-to-day, and what she does week to week. And she's been doing that. And your hours per week are about what right now?
For the most part, they've been around 20 a week.
Yeah.
And the budgeted amount between my client services and the admin would have been 28 hours per week. So I've actually been able to streamline and reduce my total number of hours.
So instead of 28, we're down to 20.
I'm right around 20 most of the time. There were a couple of weeks when we were getting ready and all the special meetings and emergency meetings where it was a little bit more than that.
Right, and that's...
And just in Matt's defense, when we were without a director before, when Gino left, he is the one that signed the pay changes for Joanne and I both. at that time. So this isn't like a new thing for him to have done this. Because I think as assistant auditing officer, it's like actually in his, like he's next in line after the director, based on his job description. And as you and I discussed earlier, I think, you know, I have a commitment here. I have historical knowledge. I know, I have a very good handle on what we're gonna need, you know, as we are reopening. And I think that that's invaluable to the district as you're moving forward. And when we have an interim director in place, I am more than willing to consider reduced compensation. I think, to me, going back to $14 an hour with this laundry list of things that is only going to grow larger doesn't seem very reasonable. I totally understand where the district's at financially. I see it all of the time. And I'm going back there paying the bills and watching the money dwindle.
So, if I may interrupt. So if we look at two positions, one for 14, one for 15, that was 29 total. We knew Joanne was leaving. But you also dropped your hours from 28 to 20. Okay. And how long did we budget for Joanne for? Did we budget her for the rest of the year?
I think that she had been budgeted for the rest of the year initially, yes. Everything that we have done since Joanne left, when I've sat with Pat, when I've sat with Foundation Julie, we have based all of those calculations for the admin position based on the 2150.
Based on what?
Based on the 2150. Based on the those were all adjusted, so those calculations were all based on that.
Okay. And you currently don't take any health care or anything else?
I take no health care.
Right.
I take no health care, I come to work sick, we have to do, county has to be done on Thursday, there's not an alternate day.
Right.
It doesn't matter how sick I am, I come to work because that's what has to be done. I rearrange family outings, my whole, everything is built around what the district needs.
Thank you.
I think I did do a little salary research for equivalent positions, and it really averages $18 to $22 an hour, if not more, for a similar type of position at most companies.
Do me a favor, can you send this out to all commissioners too? Thank you. And as I'm reading it, why the different shades? Can you explain that?
So the lighter gray ones are the ones that are normally part of my job duties that I'm not currently doing because we are closed. As we move closer to reopening, those will be back in full force and then some most likely. There are definitely things in some of those areas that need to be revamped as we go forward.
Okay. Well, I would say that you mentioned that our proposed cash flow is based on the 2150 already.
The one that Wendy did is not.
The one that Wendy did is not. What was that based on?
I think on her sheet that was based on the 14 and the 15.
Okay.
The numbers that Pat and I had come up with Foundation Julie, when we were sitting down, so the numbers, the ones that you took when you went to the meeting with the school district and all the community leaders, those numbers were based on the 2150.
Okay.
And I believe that, Pat, do you remember, I think that those were based on full-time hours of the 2150.
But I don't think that I knew that it was, that was based on 2150. But, I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't mentioned. I don't think that I personally knew that. And well, that's where we're at now, trying to figure it out.
Any questions, comments, or concerns from the rest of the board? I have no further at this time.
I think this is something that needs, I think it needs to be fixed. I think 2150 is too much. But I also think this is kind of a critical thing, and we tend to not do a critical issue and vote on it without the full board.
I agree.
Can we, I assume, are we going to have a special meeting or something next week to deal with the director
Yes,
issue?
we are.
Then can we put this on that agenda as well to, and just, if they get this and say, here's what the question is.
I think that serves two purposes. It gives everybody time for reflection.
Yes.
To look at all the facts, and especially those that Julie's given us tonight. And do some thinking about it. I will put that on a special meeting in 2 weeks, not 1
Okay.
week, 2 weeks. Because two of us won't be here in the next week.
Oh,
so
God, you're
we will
right.
have to
Thank
wait,
you.
We will have to wait 2 weeks. So the special meeting, which we do the interviews for the director's position, we will also do a salary review also.
Do we want to talk about a date right now? Or that's right, you were going to email on the,
September the 6th, how does that look for everybody?
evening looks good.
I think it's good.
September the 6th it is.
Go ahead, and do you want me to put that in the email with the questions as
Yes,
well?
please.
Okay.
Yep.
So we need to get our questions in, obviously, before then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The questions are due no later than next Tuesday or Wednesday, and I will tell you that in the email.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, new business number 4, remove former director as a signatory at the bank.
Mr. Chair, I move that we remove former director Steve McCaslin as a signature authority for all of our accounts.
Do I have a second?
I second that.
Further discussion?
Just makes
No
sense.
further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
I'll try and get these minutes written up so you'll have it for the bank.
Staff reports. Julie had a half page here.
So when did the district name change go to DOR?
Earlier this week.
Okay.
None of that was completed when the name was actually changed.
Which was like months ago. And so, but thank you for thinking of it and sending it in, because if it's not our legal name, they won't let us put it on the ballot that way. which is the whole reason why we changed our name.
It's changed with the county because they took our minutes, but it does have to go to the DOR. So we are
And it
good for the ballot.
also has to go to Secretary of State.
That's
So
correct.
that I'm still working on.
Okay, thank you. Bank signers and DOR, I think we just covered that. Computer issues, you and I talked about this earlier today. Could you bring them up to date, the rest of the board up to date, please?
So the computer issues we were having have been resolved. What was happening is there's some type of software that runs on the server as a backup, and it kept trying to install something onto all of the computers, and it was filling the server. So the server ran out of memory. The IT came in and fixed it. It's a direct result of not having IT maintenance on a consistent basis, though. I did meet with a gentleman from Lizzie Tech Solutions this morning. He indicated that when we get to like a soft opening state, and if we wanted them to maintain just part of our computers, that they would be able to do that for about half of what we were paying our previous IT contract. And then as we need more computers, we could add on. He also had some really good ideas in terms of ways to upgrade our system that might be more cost effective than things that we've looked at in the past. One of the issues is that our server is 5 or 6 years old. It needs to be replaced soon. I know Steve had it on the list of like the next computer that needed to be replaced. And forgive me, but the name of it has slipped my mind. There's another device that you can use in place of a server that for the number of computers we have, he said might be an option, and it's much less expensive. And then we discussed our internet connection here and how unstable it is. And he said that there is, well, first he said we need to check with Comcast and see if maybe they've made some changes that would make it less costly to get Comcast installed here. Right now, Frontier is who we have for service, and it's horrible. And right now, it's not a big deal because we're not open, and if it
We don't have to worry about credit
yeah, it
cards.
goes haywire
and
on
everything
me,
else,
it's not the end of the world. But when we reopen and we want to be sure that we're performing well for the public, it becomes an issue. But if Comcast is still costly to have installed, he said that there is a way that you can beam your service. So basically, we would put our modem, say, over the senior center, or Big Brothers Big Sisters is in the process of getting Comcast, he said. If we could strike an agreement with them to allow us to have our modem sit there, that there's a way that you can beam the service here. And he said it would be just like having it here. But it's not as costly. He said he's done it with Comcast customers several times and it works well. So he had some good ideas like that, ways that we could potentially save money and improve our services as we're moving forward. So that was a good meeting and good information to get from him.
Thank you. Insurance questions. We talked about this also today, and we also talked about, if I may interject, the window that has been broken. We talked to the insurance. I asked Julie to talk to the insurance folks, and the insurance company actually said that due to our status and where we're at, because we're closed, they highly recommend that if we can afford to pay for it out of our own pocket, we do so instead of making a claim. And the difference between the claim and what our premium is, and this comes directly from the agent himself, the difference between the claim and the cost to replace is
$175 plus tax.
$175 plus tax. So,
You mean between our, the part we pay and what they'll pay for?
that's correct.
Okay.
Our premium is only $175 and some odd cents less than what it costs to replace the window.
Or what's that called? It's not a premium, it's
The
the,
deductible.
Deductible.
Thank you. Yes.
I knew it was another word.
Yes.
We might as well, we should pay it then.
I am in agreement with it.
Can you go ahead and have Matt go ahead and just pay for the replacement window?
Did we ever figure out why the window broke?
We do not know. It was an odd break.
Do you remember when I first came on board, one of those windows had
It just
broken,
broke.
and it had to do with shifting of the building just enough
Yep.
that it...
And this one,
So we didn't find a rock or a brick or...
Matt found no rock inside or outside that looked out of place, because obviously there's rocks right outside the window. But the way it shattered straight down, so there was equal displacement in and outside of the building. So it looked very much like when this window broke,
It did.
that just something moved.
Yeah.
So, the way it is, so if we can go ahead and replace that, Julie. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Community questions, special meeting have been shared. Question?
Are the total immersion swimming?
Oh, I totally forgot that. Thank you. Julie had an interesting conversation the other day. Julie, you want to fill us in on that, please?
So I met with a lovely lady named Jill. She is a certified instructor coach for total immersion swimming. She, I believe, is a level 1 coach, so it allows her to have up to 4 students at a time. And basically, she showed me a really awesome YouTube video of someone doing the total immersion swimming in the water. And basically, it's just a different style of swimming. It's really, she said, swimming for relaxation, almost a meditation. She said it's really, she gave me a blurb. She was going to try to be here tonight, but she just flew back from out of state today and she is very tired. So she messaged me and said, please share for me. She says, total immersion is the practice of swimming smoothly, gracefully, and in harmony with your body and with the water, much like the practice of yoga or Tai Chi. However, this practice of swimming will increase aerobic capacity and tone muscles, increase endurance and speed. The target audience is adults who want to learn to swim better, easier, feel more comfortable in the water. We will redefine swimming as a pleasure, not a workout. However, a workout will take place and it will be mentally and physically challenging. The total immersion workout focuses on undoing ingrained awkward skills. We take the struggle away and replace kinetic intelligence and confidence in learning to move stiff joints and underused muscles. The method to efficient swimming is a progression of step-by-step sequences of drills. We train the nervous system and practice calm, intentional movement. You will improve your aerobic system by moving through the water with a clear purpose. Total immersion is different from traditional swimming in that it is technique-based and mindful. Instead of tediously following the black line and putting in hours, we emphasize cultivating a connection with the water and with one's own body and mind. So it's a different type of swimming. She's interested in potentially being able to rent lane space and teach like weekend workshops. We also talked about the possibility maybe at some point down the road of having a total immersion swim hour where just like a lane or two was devoted to it based on interest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be an exciting opportunity, something new to be able to offer the community as we reopen. Yeah, as an admitted non-swimmer, to me it sounds like something I might be interested in because I know as an adult in the pool trying to learn to swim, and I have tried, it's so awkward to me, and the way that she describes it and the way it shows it in the video, I can see being willing to try it, where I'm not so willing to try to get in there for a traditional lesson, to be totally honest.
Cool. Well, thank you, and pass on to her that we will definitely keep that in mind as we pass the levee.
Yes.
And as we open the pool.
Yes.
Thank you. And then I saw that we put our community questions out. Feedback has been, I've been checking that just about every other night.
Yeah.
And
And
it's,
you do in Italian, but
yeah, it's quite the actually it's quite the feedback.
it is. I was really impressed.
The responses have been, I would say some of them are varied and some of them are following patterns. There's definable patterns there. Once again, I don't know what kind of scientific pull that would be, as we don't know where the base is and where they're all from. It's but at least it gives us an idea where people are at. So it's very good. So thank you for putting those out there.
And I think the other thing it does is it really keeps people engaged with the district and reminds them that, hey, the pool's here and we miss being able to do these activities. And I've had several private messages come through on our messenger just thanking us for giving the opportunity for people to feel involved and provide feedback. So I think I tend to try to keep questions going, maybe not daily, but weekly at least, through the levy campaign, just because it helps keep people engaged and give people a voice.
Thank you.
I think it's an important tool that we can use as we move forward.
Agreed. One we didn't use last time, so agreed. Maintenance, nothing to report this month. However, I will add, what night does the trash go out?
I believe trash collection is Monday morning, so it needs to go out Sunday nights.
And we need to open the gate and then move the trash out? Mm-hmm. Or, all right, do me a favor. I will not be here this week. Because you said you were going to take care of that, right?
I can do it this week, yeah.
Will you send Shane an email? And I'll send Shane an email asking him to come help you.
Okay.
All right?
Is he going to be back?
I don't know if he'll be back.
you know, if he's not back, let me know, and Dave could probably help you also.
Okay.
'Cause-
Two things, I don't want Julie here by herself and.
Well, no, I don't,
B,
no, I don't
Thank you.
wouldn't either.
something to do, thank you. All right, any other questions, comments, concerns about staff reports? Back page. Final board comments.
Nothing.
I just want to say, let's keep everything positive so that you know, try to keep everyone together and united.
Awesome. I have no final comments from the chair. Look forward to seeing everybody on the 6th. We have some deliverables. Once again, let me know how it goes with the Lions, the Elks, and I will let everybody know how it goes with the city. Our next scheduled meeting is Thursday, September 27th at 6:30 p.m. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Mr. Chair, I move we adjourn.
Do we have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned at 7:25 p.m.